Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is SP, and today I'm going to be chatting with you about some of my favorite summer book recs. And I'm really excited, so let's just get right into it. I actually recorded this video already, and then I realized it wasn't recording the entire time, so bear with me. So I have separated this into different categories, and I'm saving my favorite book for last, but we are going to start with another book that is a favorite of mine. If you're wanting a hot, sticky New York City book for the summer, I recommend to you Happy Hour by Marlo Granados. This book is the ultimate New York City messy girl summer book. You're following two girls, Issa and Gala, as they are just running around New York City, scoobing by, meeting socialites, rich, wealthy, famous people, and just kind of literally scoobing their way through New York City in the summer. It's really hot, it's really sticky, it's really New York City, and I absolutely ate this book up. It's pretty short. I think you could finish it pretty quickly. I was just so invested and mesmerized by this book. This is also good if you like a messy lit fic book, but I do not see enough people talking about this one. And it's also good if you like Girls on HBO. I feel like it's just kind of similar in vibe. So yeah, that is Happy Hour. And yeah, I highly recommend this, and I want to see more people reading this one. Great for the summer. Okay. Next are two books that are a little bit different in storytelling. They may not be as linear as your regular novel. That is going to be The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. This is following a grandmother and her granddaughter, and they are living on a little island off of Finland, and this is translated from Swedish. And this book is beautiful. I do not see anybody talking about this, and I want to read more Tove Jansson. This book swept me off my feet. It is beautiful and short, and the writing was just amazing. And you're following just a bunch of little vignettes over the summer as you're watching them look at bugs, collect animal bones, look at seashells, and it's also just very introspective, and it makes you think about life and loss and death, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful book, and I just highly recommend this with my whole chest. I loved this book. It's sweet. I love this book. Also, I want to add, there are little pictures inside of it, which is one of my favorite parts. There's just these little illustrations on different pages, and this book is very, like, I would say a pretty short book, because the chapters are short, and it's just, there's a little kitty cat on this one, and I absolutely adore this book so much. So that is The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. I think more people should pick this up, and it should get more hype than it does. I would love to see this hyped on Book Talk. I know that would never happen, but maybe. Okay, another story that is not your typical novel, that is The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. This is one of my favorite books ever. I think this is great for summer. It is a hot book that is taking place in this apartment complex in rural Indiana, and you're following Blandine, and she's living with these two boys, and all of the trouble that they are getting into and the things that they are getting into, and it's just a really good look at class and wealth and this poverty inside this apartment complex. And yeah, this book was spectacular, and again, I don't see enough people talking about this. It is a little bit weird with the writing. It's unusual. I love that. I eat it up every single time. I would say it's a little more experimental, but if you're into that, I think you could really like this one. I loved this book so much. It's very poetic, and the writing is beautiful, and it's a little dark, and there's a little bit of intrigue and mystery as well that is kind of pushing the story along, and you kind of want to figure out what's going on. And I love The Rabbit Hutch, and I want to see more people loving The Rabbit Hutch as much as me, because I think it deserves some more love. So you should pick this one up this summer if you feel inclined to. As The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. Okay, now, if you are looking for a book that is in a series, a literary fiction series, taking place in Italy in the summer, following female friendship, and also a little bit of generational family saga vibe, I think you should read My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Now, this is not a secret. Everybody does kind of know this book, okay, if you're in the literary fiction world, but I think it deserves the hype that it gets. These books are so beautifully written. They really, really tackle female friendship and the intricacies of that and how complicated that is, and it's not always easy, and I just think this book really, really does well on writing female friendship and family and a lot of other horrors of life. Like, this book is not light, like the quartet at least is not light in any way, but also they're so good for summer. I feel like I really know the two girls that it is following, and that is Elena and Leila. This book is a great look on wealth and class and sex in the 1950s Italy. You are in Naples in a neighborhood, and you're literally following these girls as they grow up and all of their friendships and people around them, and then the political climate of the time and in the neighborhood that they are in Italy. And it's just so good. I think these books are so well deserved on the hype that they have, and I think more people need to be picking them up. I am technically only on the third book. I am planning to read the third one this summer. I like to read these books every single summer, and this will be my third summer with Elena and Leila, and I'm really eager to see what they are up to in the third book as they are getting older. There's a bit of a mystery because in the beginning of the book, you know, you're with Elena and you're finding out that Leila is missing. We don't really know where she is, but they are old in the very beginning of the book. So then they're just recounting all of their childhood memories and everything that has happened to them leading up to this moment of the present day. So yeah, this book is wonderful and beautiful, and Elena Ferrante is unknown. We don't know who Elena Ferrante is, but I just love Elena Ferrante's storytelling and writing abilities, and I want to know who she is, but she is a mystery under her pen name, Elena Ferrante. And yeah, I want to read more Elena Ferrante, but I'm going to finish up this Neapolitan Quartet first. If you haven't picked these up, the summer is great, and the second book takes place on the beach for part of it, so these are just great books, I believe, for the summer. So this is my summer book rack for female friendship and generational families and Italy, if you want a book in Italy for the summer. Next, I'm going to be recommending some more conventional romance books for the summer. If you want to throw this in your bag for the beach, for the pool, I think these are two good ones that you might enjoy. If you are a fan of Ellen Hildebrand, I think you might like Annabelle Monaghan. So this is Annabelle Monaghan's book, Same Time Next Summer. And is this book like a perfect 5-star for me? No. But I did read this on the beach last summer, and I can give it its credit. This was a great book for the beach. Her books, from what I can tell, are not super light and fluffy. They deal with more heavier emotions and conflicts, and I think that she wrote this one pretty well. This is following a girl, and I forgot her name, but Sam. She has the perfect fiance. She's getting married. She is currently planning her wedding, so if you like books about weddings, wedding planning, wedding talk, or if you are getting married, this could be a good one. Well, I say that. This is where the book is. She's going to visit her family at their little beach house that she grew up at, and she has a situation because she hears a guitar playing and something from her childhood pops up around the corner, and that is a guy from her childhood, and they kind of rekindle their friendship, and it gets things a little messy, okay? So This book, I feel like, is kind of blurry morally. I'm not gonna lie, because she is engaged. But at the same time, I never felt like it really crossed any, like, actually, I can't say that confidently. I don't know if it really crossed any lines because it's been a year since I read this, but at the time, I just really, really loved this. I thought it was really sweet. It really touched me. I loved all the family aspects of this and all the conversations around family and love, and I thought this was really good, and I really do recommend this one. If you want to throw this in your tote bag, take it to the beach, I think this could be a good one to do that because I really enjoyed it when I did that. So I'm gonna give you this recommendation for a beach read. Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. Another beach read that is gonna be one of my all-time favorites, that is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Now, this one I feel like doesn't get as much love as some of Emily Henry's other books, but this is following Poppy and Alex, and they have a little bit of history. We don't know what happened between them, but they are not speaking anymore. They used to always go on vacation together for her work because she is like a writer and she gets to travel for work, and she would always bring Alex with her, but now they're not talking, and so you're kind of figuring out what happened. They decide to go back and do another vacation together this summer, and you see what happens between them. And I love Poppy and Alex. I love Emily Henry. I will read her grocery list, okay? So this is coming from someone that loves Emily Henry with every fiber of my being, and I love People We Meet on Vacation. Now, if you want to read this, this is a great book for the hot, sticky summer. You know, their AC goes out, it's hot, they are going and traveling, going on vacation. I just think this is a good one for the beach. And Emily Henry always has, you know, other things in her books. They're not always a light, fluffy romance. Books are very rom-com coded, but at the same time, they also have heavier things that her characters are working through in all of her books, which I think is really cool. It kind of makes her people feel real and human, and this one does just that. So that's People We Meet on Vacation. I have read this twice. I definitely recommend this with my whole chest. I think you need to pick up an Emily Henry if you haven't yet. Worth the hype. And yeah, also, this movie is coming out soon. They've been filming a movie for this. So now is the time, this summer, pick up People We Meet on Vacation. It'll be perfect. Perfect. You can read it and then you can watch the movie. So that's People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Okay, now we're gonna get into the mystery thriller section of this video, and that is gonna be summer camp books. So first I'm gonna recommend to you The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, and who I recommend this to is going to be the literary fiction lovers, the general fiction lovers, who want mystery in their book. That is the driving force of the plot, but it's going to be a slower moving story that is more character driven, hence the literary fiction aspect, than it is a quick bingeable thriller. Do not go into this looking for a quick bingeable thriller because it's not that. This is going to be a slower, long mystery, okay? So it's taking place in a summer camp, and you're getting a little bit of past and present timeline, and then you're also getting different POVs through the whole book. So there are a long list of characters. If that's not your thing, skip this one. If you like that, definitely pick this up. The audiobook was pretty good, although it could get confusing with the characters, so I definitely think I recommend you picking this one up physically. I did both. This book had a lot of hype last year because of Book of the Month. It was a Book of the Month pick, and a lot of people picked it up and were really disappointed. And I think this book has a certain audience, and I don't think it's going to be the general thriller lover. I think this is going to be good for the literary fiction girlies that are looking for a little bit of mystery in their book. And this one also, trigger warning, deals with children, so that's not typically my thing because I am a mother, but this one I actually really enjoyed. So maybe if you're the same, you could also enjoy this one. You're following a summer camp and there's a child that went missing in the past, and then you're in the future and you're trying to kind of figure out the mystery of what happened to the child as other people are disappearing. So yeah, I really loved it, so I think that you might like it as well. So that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I highly recommend. I gave this like a 5-star, so this one's really good. Okay, another one that I read, and I'm not gonna like, okay, I'm a little bit iffy about recommending this book, okay? So let me first say, this is Riley Sager, another thriller author who got me into thrillers, got me into reading. Well, like, I read his books when I was getting back into reading. So I read this a long time ago, so I don't know if it holds up, but it's called The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. It's not one of his more popular books. Now, I understand that there is a little bit of nuance here, okay? Because I understand that Riley Sager is not the best at writing women, okay? You have to know that before going into his books. He's not really that great at writing women, and he likes to write women. I got to address the problem here, because he writes women going through really traumatic things, and a lot of people kind of have problems with that, and I respect that and I agree with that. But at the same time, I really have fun with his books. They're so bingeable. You can read them really fast in one day. This book, the twists like really got me. The ending of this book kind of was a little silly, I can't lie. I didn't like love the end, like the very, very end, like epilogue. But the rest of it, I was addicted, and it's summer camp vibes. There are a couple scenes from what I remember that made me a little uncomfortable with the way that he was like kind of writing women. But overall, I really enjoyed this and I had a fun time. So if you're looking for a summer camp thriller, I think this one's good. This one also is going to be about a girl who's coming back to a summer camp after 15 years ago. Some stuff happened here, and the summer camp is currently closed, I believe. And so she's been asked to come back, and she's an artist, so she's come back to do like a commission of some sort. And so I might be wrong about that. Oh, she's been asked to come back as a painting instructor. They reopened the camp, so there's just a lot of secrets and mystery and drama and some weird stuff happening, okay? And I loved it. I really did. So I think if you're looking for a fast-paced, bingeable thriller at summer camp, I think you should pick up The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. If you're looking for a lit-fic book on grief for the summer, and I think you should pick up Death Valley by Melissa Broder. Now, I love Melissa Broder, one of my favorite authors. Melissa Broder is a lit-fic writer. Her books are always going to be a little weird, okay? So she writes weird lit-fic, but it's so good. I eat it up every single time. This is following a woman who is going through a lot emotionally and at home. Her husband is really sick. She goes and stays in like a motel, and she goes into Death Valley and she finds a cactus and may or may not climb inside of it and hallucinate. That's all you need to know. It's really short. It's very, very easy to read, and it's also dealing with some heavier topics like grief, so know that. But I love a book about grief, and I thought Melissa Broder did it really well with this one, and I think her writing is addicting, and I loved Death Valley, and it's really hot. She's like out in a desert, so it's very hot. Great for summer. So definitely pick up Death Valley if you have not yet. And our next category is going to be mermaids. My first rec is The Pisces by Melissa Broder. This is following a woman who has recently gone through a breakup. She pet sits for her sister at her home in LA, and she's living by the beach. She sees a swimmer, and she starts to have a little bit of a situationship with this swimmer who happens to be a merman. It's lustful, it's weird, it's quirky, just like all Melissa Broders typically are, and it's so good. I really, really recommend this one. I just really, really love Melissa Broder. So if you haven't picked one up, this one's good for summer because it's dealing with a merman, and it's super fun, and it's everything you need, okay? Melissa Broder has everything you need. So definitely pick this one up if you were looking for something a little weird, a little fun, and a little mermaidy. This one's pretty good. So that is The Pisces by Melissa Broder. Okay, we're on to my last book rec. I'm saving the best for last because this is one of my favorite books ever. I read this last year and I fell absolutely in love with The Seas by Samantha Hunt. This is another mermaid book. This book is one of my favorite books ever. I think the writing is absolutely stunning. It's very beautiful and poetic, and you're following a woman who has lost her father. We don't know where he is, but he has told her that she is a mermaid, and she believes that she is a mermaid, and she gets into relationships that may be toxic for her with an older man who is an ex-veteran, and it's very, very intriguing, and I promise you, when you pick this up, you will open page 1 and you will not be able to put it down, and you will need to know, and you will be just enthralled with this book like I was. It's summery, it's wet, it's got water, it's got all of the imagery of water that you could ask for, and I just thought this book was so unique. And if you like thrillers and you want to get into literary fiction, I think you should pick this one up because it's just got the right amount of intrigue, and I feel like if you like thrillers, I think you could really enjoy this one. I would say it's just, man, I love The Seas by Samantha Hunt, okay? My goal is to read more Samantha Hunt because I absolutely fell in love with this, and I fell in love with her writing. And it's just like whimsical and magical, but also, I mean, sad and devastating, and like, also this cover is gorgeous. It also has to do with alcoholism, so trigger warning for alcoholism. It's a little dark, but it's a beautiful read. So that is The Seas by Samantha Hunt, and I could talk about this one for a while, so I'm not gonna go on about it, but yeah, those are all of my summer book recs. We had 1, 2, yes, these are all of my summer book recs for the summer of 2025. Let me know if you pick any of these up and if you really love them. I'm excited to see what books I finish this summer, and then I will give an updated one of more books I find. I'm always on the hunt for a good summer book, and I think these are some good ones. So let me know what your favorite summer books are. Thank you for sitting and watching and listening. I really appreciate you. Please leave a comment and let me know if you've read any of these and if you have any summer book recs for me based on these that you think I might like. So thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.